Unbeatable. Unbeatable with this one. I swear to God, unbeatable with the power of Christ by my side.
I know I'd go from rags to riches.
Today, I need a favour from you lot. For a change, just a slight change to the normal, I usually trust my scouts. As part of the game, I think, is trusting your scouts. It's very easy to look at a player and go, he's good, he's bad. But part of the fun to me is looking at a player and going, I don't think he's good, but my scouts trust him, we'll bring him in. 9 times out of 10, the scouts are wrong. And you think, well, why didn't I go with my gut instinct? Because I'm the manager, yeah? I'm not the scout, so they know best. But today, you're my scouts. Yeson Herrera, a Colombian defensive midfielder, is available on a free transfer. You'd think, Jack, there's no lose here, you sign 20 regions a season on a free transfer. He wants about £1,000 a week, which is a lot of money for us, even if we stay in the division. So that's why I'm unsure, because he wants quite a bit of Wonga. The scouts like him, and 87 is very high. Can play anywhere down the centre, really would be the kind of defensive midfielder of the three. Here he is. Now let me know what you think. If you're someone who just manages PSG and Real Madrid, you'll look at him and think he's terrible. I don't need your opinion, so you can stay away. I want to see the scouts, and I want a little bit of a debrief about why I shouldn't sign this guy. He's only just turned 18 around 4 months ago, so he's young. He's got a lot of potential, unambitious. I'm sure a lot of you will look at and say you shouldn't sign him purely because of that. That means he won't train as hard. He won't get as good as you think he might be able to get. But he's brave, he's tall, 6'2", decent enough physicals, mentals look weak, determination is very low, but what he actually needs to be good at, he is good enough at. He can pass the ball, he's got good technique. I just don't know with Yassan Herrera. And the fact I don't know, to me, would say don't sign him, but I'm wondering, maybe you guys can see something in Yassan that I can't. So that's a player we might bring in. We've sold a player. I said in a recent episode, I feel like a big sell is coming, a £1 million player. Now, we got, for this player, I believe, 600,000 up front, about 250,000 over the next 2 years at the start of each season, a nice little influx of cash, and 20% of the next sale. And it was someone we only signed a few months ago. Omar Bayaz. I feel a bit cheeky. He was our big summer signing, and I don't want to say I just signed him because I knew him, but when I saw that he joined us, I was like, oh my god, Omar Bayaz will join us? That's amazing. And he's clearly a very good player. But when we got Vlaca for so cheap, and we're going to try and get Vlaca again next year, Bayaz was earning sort of 8k a week, which is our highest by quite some way. Not starting week in, week out, and he kept falling out with me. His training rating was like a 5.8 on a good week, the lowest at the entire club. And I'd say, you need to train harder. And he'd be like, why'd you keep picking on me? I was like, I'm not picking on you, you're not doing your fucking job! And he was driving me a little bit nuts, was Omar. So Leon came in with like 400k. And then again, as I say, I never say, give me 5 million because they run away. But we negotiated and we came to 800k. So for a player, we got on a free transfer to sell 6 months later for like a club record fee. I think that's good business. I know some people look at this because this is going to be a player who's worth £10 million in like 3 or 4 years. So now I'm convinced myself it's bad business. But I think we did the right thing selling Omar. Again, let me know your thoughts. What would you have done in this situation? Elsewhere, we have signed just a lot of youngsters. I'm not even going to go into them because I find it more exciting for you to think they're like academy players and be like, oh, who's this? I signed him 5 years ago, you idiots. So we won't go into them. But one player we did sign, Pedro Pelagio. The second half of the season, I'm sure you're aware, there's a mental amount of games. So Pedro Pelagio comes in. It's a loan. We're just paying his wage, £4,000 a week, quite a bit. But with Omar off the wage bill, I thought, why not? But yeah, it's a 1 year loan, so he'll be here till next January. I think he's fine. Portuguese as well, so get him in there. Gonna move myself over here, because then look what I can do. I can talk about this and point to that. That way, innit? Is it that way? My camera's in the way. It's that way, I can see my thumb. You were last with us for the Vic Guimarães lost, and then as you know, 3 months later, it was bloody Christmas time. We came back with a League Cup win against Portimonense, 4-2, simple as anything. And I didn't realise the League Cup, how it works is that there's 4 groups of 4, and if you finish top, you go through to the semi-finals. And we finished top, which was nice. We had a semi-final to play all of a sudden. We lost it on penalties. It was hard to take. You know, we were ahead late on, and I never know what to do late on into a game. Because we play attacking football, I always think, right, bring it back a bit. And we always seem to concede, so maybe we should keep going with it, you know? There was a league game in between those, 4-0. Absolutely smashed them, couldn't a man. I was like, have a word. Thomas Amang has broken his arm, so he's been out for a little while, which is frustrating, but it's allowed young players to come in and blossom, which we'll get into. Next up, we played Maritimo. We took the lead and we collapsed a little bit towards the end. I'll be perfectly honest, I played this game whilst drunk, and it, like, I don't know, I was playing it normally, but I was just drunk, and in my head I sort of said, you're definitely going to lose this because you're drunk. And yeah, we lost that. Managers have been sacked for much less, let alone admitting it on camera. A 2-2 draw in the league with Morenese away from home. Antonio Giunti, the first teamer now. Yeah, he's about 17. He's taken his chance. Next up, Sporting. Again, same old story. A league game would have been a big win against Sporting. We went defensive towards the end, and I was like, oh, for God's sake, as we conceded. But 2 big back-to-back wins following that. 2-1 against Braga in a game we dominated, the away team as well, and then a win against Famalicão, 1-0, really straightforward, and Giunti again. So that's 2 league goals he's got, just 17 years old. I'm right in the way, let's move myself. But yeah, so it's going pretty well. A lot of talking so far, but there's quite a lot to catch up on. So here, it's still hard to gauge the table. Some teams have played 18, I've played 15, other teams have played 11. So it's all still a bloody mess. But a win today against Farenense, and we go 5 points clear of them with 2 games in hand. We can really sort of push ourselves away from the relegation fodder. Kun is injured, but Amang, he's got a fractured lower arm, and he can play with the help of playing through a fractured. So okay, I had to read that a few times. He can play, but he's going to have something on his arm. But we're quite low of options at the minute, so we are going to just chuck him straight back in, which I feel a little bit bad for because he's got a dodgy arm. Maybe he'd be better from the bench because he's so quick. I'm judging myself. We're leaving it like this. Because of the amount of games at the minute, as you can see, a lot of rotation has been taking place. Everyone's match load is on heavy. Except Fang. Fang's is always on light because Fang never starts a bloody game. Right, that's the lineup we're going to go with today. The boys, I'm sure you're getting, it's a familiar lineup, but rotation is key. The one person I want to point out is Miguel Silva. I just want to talk about him for 30 seconds. I'm in love with Miguel Silva. Week in, week out, his training is at minimum a 9, quite often a 10. He's 18, turns 19 soon. He is one who genuinely came through our own academy. And I was thinking, and this is me being completely genuine, I think he might be the best region, thank you for him, Jesus, that I've ever had on this game, on any football manager, come through my own academy. I've had better regions. Obviously I've had better regions. But ones who have come through my own academy, to be a 3-star this early on. I mean, these mentals for an 18-year-old are just that, mental. Good physicals, really good at what he needs to be good at. I'm in love with him. I think he's absolutely brilliant. And I don't think I've ever had someone through my own academy be that good. I'm not usually at one club for too long. I'm not usually playing quite long saves. So maybe that's it. So Miguel Silva has a special place in my heart. He signed a new deal with a £12 million release clause. Now, if we get that kind of money for him, it will be mental. It will also tear my heart to absolute pieces. It's an evening game at home. We're 3 years in and we already start 3 regions. I think that's quite impressive for a top division Portuguese club. A win would be very big. A win would be absolutely lovely. The Scatman Amang is back in the lineup. What a start! One place that I really should have had the wherewithal to improve was at left back. Because Blanco, for his debut season, is actually doing really well. But he's our only left back. And when we have such a run of games, and I knew we had such a run of games, I keep talking about how many games, and I just decided not to get a left back in. And it's probably the only sort of under 18 spot where I'm like, we don't actually have a good one coming through. There's not even a region that I can just pluck up and give a go, you know. Everywhere else, I look at our youth team. Let's hope we score. Come on, Silva, grab yourself an assist. Keeps it on nicely. Can he whip it in to the edge? DiMarco hits it. Oh! What a goal. Joe DiMarco, free transfer last year. The Argentinian. Another assist by Miguel Silva. He knows what he's doing. Fantastic stuff, fantastic stuff. As I was saying, my main thing on this now is bringing in youth players. I love it. It's always the best part of Foot Manager for me. I'm sure a lot of you agree. So I'll look at the youth team and be like, we've got a great youth team. We don't have a great youth keeper. We don't have a great youth centre-back. I want to make my academy like the best in the world. Not just at bringing in players, but also just have the best current youth team in the world. Left back is one that I've realised we don't have a good region there. And we don't have a good backup one in the first team. So, you know, that's poor from me, isn't it? That's poor management. A win today gets us out of the relegation spots, but also it sort of pops us up level with the people who are around 8th. So we're getting into sort of the solid top half mid-table places, rather than it just being like a moment's respite from being in the relegation fight. I think we're going to have a safe top half finish, I imagine, this season. That's the plan anyway. If we lose today, obviously I look like an idiot, which is very rare on this series. Vilka, he loves driving with the ball, he really does. He finds a man, overlap maybe. Gionsi, the youngster, one more. Oh, it's good for penalty, not given. Gionsi, the region, he beats one, he's still going. Is he going to finish this all on his own? Well, he's been caught up with quite severely. He's gone all the way back as well. What an absolute strange decision. Castro, Pelagio, Blanco. Can he get it into the box? Penalty. Penalty's going to be one. It hasn't been. Pelagio, a man on his return. Pelagio, lots of little passing. Castro, just wide. Pelagio, Castro, good football. Moving it nicely. Oh, Miguel Silva. I bigged him up and he's gone, yeah, big me up, mate. I'm gonna make a bold move and I'm gonna pop us up to attacking. Because the last thing I want is us to not capitalise on this. You know, you hear commentators say often, oh, they'll be kicking themselves if they don't get a second goal before half time. That is us right now. Maybe that's why we've had so many shots, because we keep shooting from range. It's us, again on the attack. See, I'm already in my head. Oh, own goal. Oh, I'll take that all day long. I will take that all day long. Miguel Silva cross. Miguel Silva cross, anybody? Anybody? Yeah? Watch it. Watch it. Read it and weep. Watch it. Are you watching? Oh, Portugal call up. Oh, Portugal call up. The Portugal job was available after the Qatar World Cup. I applied just so I can play Miguel Silva. They laughed me off. Some things even Jesus can't help with. See, I'm already tempted to sort of make everything a bit more cautious, but we're in such control of this game. We are giving these boys an absolute spanking out there. DiMarco, Castro, across to Blanco, saved. Thomas Amang makes a bit of space, across to Miguel Silva. This guy is out of control. I think maybe now that I've realised how good he is, he's like, finally I've got the confidence to really kick on. There'll be pundits still in the Portuguese press who are like, look, Stevens, Villafuanquez, they're good, they're not good enough for this level, they'll go down. And we are saying, how many times do we have to teach you this lesson, that we ain't going nowhere? It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful football. The Scatman man makes it free. The good thing to see is the place is absolutely packed. Even when results weren't good, we still had like an average attendance of 99%. I do a lot of team bonding, a lot of community outreach. Something Bielsa does in real life. He got his Leeds players to pick litter. You know, did that make more fans come? I'm not too sure, but it works on this game. Community outreach gets the boys in. A Mang is off. The big Fang is on. Usually, when we play on camera and Fang Minghao comes off the bench, Fang Minghao scores a goal. Will it be the same today? Gionsi, through ball. Fang Minghao. I thought he was going to do it immediately. Good 1-2. Vilka, can he get it across? Cuts it back. Pelagio, loads of time. What a finish. 4-0. Round. What are we saying? It was this sort of time last year. Results were turning around and we were going, can we sneak into the playoffs? Can we sneak into the Europa this year? I doubt it. But remember, a lot of the big teams who are still in Europe are going to have so many games still to play. Sporting have got 23 league games still to play, I believe. 23. Do you know how mental that is? Straight from the centre, we are moving. Oh, it's awful shot. Have we ever had a more one-sided game like in the whole series? Even in the... It's definitely the most one-sided Premier League... Don't score, thank God. It's definitely the most one-sided Premier League game we've ever had. But it's, even in the lower division, I can't remember a game where they've literally had one highlight. And I think that is going to be that. Lovely start. I was scared they were going to do a long ball and score. 4-0 romp job, which sounds a lot sexier than it actually is. But I found that performance to be very, very sexy. Miguel Silva only got a 7.4. I feel like that's harsh. I feel like he really ran the show. Will all the players be getting a day off? Do you know how many games we've got, Jose? You absolute... I'm storming out. Jog on. Yeah. Humbling. Humbling, Manta. Humbling. Why don't you come and work for me, yeah? You're humbled. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Do you know what? Let's set you a nickname. Oh, I'm feeling spicy after that. Humble boy. Yeah, you've been humbled, humble boy. It's not updated his name. Humble boy. Yes. Am I getting a bit too arrogant? Possibly. But we're unbeaten in 5 games. And there's some tough games in that run. Look at this. Up to 11th. As many wins as losses in our debut season. We are now, how many points? 7 points with a game in hand off the relegation spots. And that's just the playoff. 2 games in hand and 8 points ahead of the actual relegation spots. It's all going very bloody well. And look, you see this mid-table cluster, and we've all played 16, is very close. Are we going to be able to squeeze into sort of 4th? I very much doubt it, but we're going to try. I mean, you can tell how good Benfica and Porto are, that they're the top 2 and they've played 12 and 13 games, and everyone behind has played like 19. It's absolutely bonkers. 4-0 win. This baby Jesus necklace is absolutely cracked. What a brilliant... You should all get one. If you play Football Manager and you don't have one, you're an idiot. Bit of news before we end the video. At the minute, The Disciple comes out 4 days a week on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays and Sundays. We're going to cut it down to 3 days a week and just do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's the routine we usually used to do with the Journeyman. 3 days a week I can manage with ease, do skits and silly bits. 4 days I'm pushing myself a lot and neglecting my loved ones and children. None of that's true. It's all a bit more casual with 3 a week. Maybe we'll go back to 4 after Christmas when life's a little bit less busy. But yeah, for now, Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. So no video this weekend, but there probably will be a stream on Sunday. If you don't follow the stream, it's in the description. We stream like every Sunday. We have a bloody good time. But if you did enjoy this video, as I say, let me know if Yeeson Herrera is meant to be like yeehaw, not like Yeeson. It's nothing racist. I feel weird even saying that. If we should sign Yeeson Herrera, as I say, free transfer will cost about £1 a week. Let me know down below. Hopefully, is he wanted? Brilliant. Hopefully Cardiff don't sign him before this video comes out. Nightmare. Bloody Cardiff. If you did enjoy this video, like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. As I say, we'll see you Monday. Arrivederci. Much love.